Angeles in the 1940s was a city built on illusions, a glittering haven where young dreamers went to chase stardom, only to find themselves swallowed by the shadows of Hollywood. But no story captures the dark underbelly of the American dream quite like that of Elizabeth Short. Known to history as the Black Dahlia, her name became synonymous, not with fame, but with the most grotesque, calculated murder in American history. Imagine a crime so meticulously executed that it baffled hundreds of top detectives, sparked a media frenzy of lies, and left behind a puzzle that remains unsolved to this day. The killer didn't just commit a murder. They staged a horrifying piece of theater on a vacant lot, daring the world to look. But who was the monster hiding behind the glamour of post-war LA? Tonight, we peel back the layers of a decades-old cover-up, exploring the disturbing evidence, the elite suspects, and the terrifying theory that the man who destroyed the Black Dahlia was a highly skilled professional who walked among the city's highest society. The nightmare came to light on the misty morning of January 15th, 1947, in a vacant lot in Leimert Park. A local mother out for a walk with her young child spotted what she initially thought was a discarded store mannequin broken in two pieces. But as she stepped closer, the horrific reality set in. It was the mutilated body of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short. The crime scene was a clinical anomaly that left veteran detectives entirely paralyzed with disbelief. Elizabeth's body had been cleanly and professionally severed completely in half at the waist, a surgical procedure known as a hemicorporectomy. Her body was entirely drained of blood, scrubbed completely clean, and posed with her hands tucked over her head. Most disturbing of all was her face. The killer had used a razor to slice a deep 3-inch grin into her cheeks from the corners of her mouth, creating a haunting grimace known as the Glasgow smile. The autopsy later revealed a darker truth. She had been held captive and brutally tortured for days before her death, yet there was not a single drop of blood, a footprint, or a stray fiber at the dump site. The killer had operated with absolute precision. Days later, the case took a psychological turn when the killer began playing a twisted game with the authorities. A package was mailed directly to the Los Angeles Examiner, containing Elizabeth's birth certificate, photographs, and her personal address book. The entire package had been carefully washed in gasoline to erase any trace of fingerprints or DNA. The media went into a frenzy, printing wild rumors and turning the investigation into a circus. Over the decades, more than 50 people confessed to the crime, but all were ruled out as attention seekers. As the FBI and LAPD dug deeper, they realized this wasn't the work of a random street thug. The clean surgical cuts pointed towards someone with advanced medical training. This theory eventually led investigators to Dr. George Hodel, a brilliant but sinister physician who operated an elite clinic for Hollywood's high society. Years later, Hodel's own son, a retired LAPD detective, uncovered secret wiretapped recordings of his father bragging to friends, saying, "Supposing I did kill the Black Dahlia." They couldn't prove it now. Elizabeth Short came to Hollywood looking for her name in lights, but she ended up immortalized in darkness. Nearly 80 years later, the empty lot is gone, but the chilling question remains. Who was the silent observer who turned a young woman's dream into America's most haunting, unsolved mystery?